everybody. Welcome to another Ride Along with Goggles, and this is going to be the big Alaska trip, and it's going to take a little while. It's going to be at least an hour, so I want to get things going pretty quickly here. We're going to start with showing you how to put the tire chains on. So I'm sitting on the service dot at the home garage or property in Prudhoe Bay, and so what we got to do is you got to have the NitroModz chain mod in your mod order. And I'll put a link to the chains in the description. So anyway, the chains are above the tires or wheels, just above tires and wheels. So what you got to do to get them installed is you got to go to accessories, and you're going to go to your wheel. And we just got the stock Ruda wheels on here. That's going to be fine for this trip. I've got the the fancy wheel covers and whatever, or nuts rather, nut covers. I'm just going to leave all of that, but we got to go to the wheel. And we got to get just going to get the cheapest wheel there is. So steel right here. Change that to steel. Let's change this back one to the same cheap wheel. Where was it? Right there. Now we can just select tire. And now we see the tire chains will show up. They don't show up until you select that plain wheel or any default wheel. Like it could be a chrome one or the Eagle or whatever they call them, the Beagle, the Seagull, that's it. So anyway, I just usually get this Fuel Max Goodyear tire because I like this Goodyear, and you can kind of catch the Goodyear on the side of it and whatever. Doesn't make any difference what you choose. You can have a single chain or a double. It's called rail in real life. That would be a single rail chain, or is what we would call them. And there's a double. And the singles are nice to put on in real life. The doubles are a little more untangling and messing with them if you don't manage to keep them straight. And but we're going to put doubles on. So that was the Fuel Max double, just to get the good tire. And we're good. So we just say confirm order. And we got our tire chains on. And I'll explain when we're going why we do that. And it's 2 in the morning here. I'm going to go get the load, and then I'll start again because I'm going to just pause while I go do that, okay? Because time is of the essence. We just need to get the load on and get going. Okay, so we're all loaded up. I'll just do a quick little look at the map, show you where we are, what's going on. So our home shop is right here, and we were pointed this way. And so the, yeah, that's right. And we just went out here up and to Gallon Oil over here. They got a little storage facility right there. They got a rig right here. It's kind of interesting. There's all this other stuff that's been added. So if you want a little detailed review of the map, we can make that another video actually. But for this one, it's going to be a fair drive down here. So this is all fairly rough. It's going to be snowy. We're going to get past Coldfoot. We may stop there for fuel. We'll see how it's going. And right down around here somewhere, we're going to take the tire chains off. There's a service location along the side of the road. Maybe that's it right there. Yeah, there's fuel there. So that's where it is. We'll take the tire chains off there, even though there's still snow for a little bit. But you don't want to be driving on the pavement down here with the chains on. So that's what we'll do. And let's hop in and get going. And we've got it's slow going across the snow. So we're starting early in the morning. So, oh, darn, my tablet's not on here. This is where all the good info is. Let's see. Yeah, 3:15 in the morning. Okay, so everything's good. We're good to go. We got Ruda's W900, which won the vote. And we got the Ruda tanker. We got a load of crude oil. And yeah, we're good to go. We got the new old school skin on here, and I got it black and light blue. And kind of a reason for that is the black is contrasts against the snow. So when we get into blowing snow, we don't want to be in a white truck. And the blue will show up once we get out of the snow. Then give our trucks, it's a lighter blue, it'll give us some visibility. So That's why the color choices. And so now you can do this trip without the tire chains. It works, but you can't go very fast. And you'll see when we get out on the road, on the snow-covered road, how bad it is. And it's unfortunate, really unfortunate how they modeled it. Well, I don't believe I have a voice nav going, but we don't need one once we get, we really don't need one. The only place you might want one is for a reminder so you don't get dozy and drive right by the service location. So this is the end of the good roads once we get out of here. We're going to head back towards the main Prudhoe Bay is off to our right over there. Somewhere, I don't know if you can see it. See? No, we can't see anything in the gloom. But this is, in a little while, we'll be wishing for these conditions. And it all depends if a storm brews up or not. Because generally on one part of this trip, you're going to have pretty much zero, oh, here comes the snow now, zero visibility. You can see some blowing snow coming in. I find the trying to get to the truck's not warmed up yet. Now let's see how our steering is. First thing we're going to find out here. I didn't go with the tri-drive because the steering is so bad with the Ruda tri-drive. It's kind of why I was hoping for some votes for the BPM LTL 9000 because it's tri-drive and front axle weight or whatever seems to be pretty well balanced. You don't need to go in and mess around with the truck files. Oh, that's not bad steering. So we're going to be okay. So it's pretty uneventful out here. There's no scenery out there, so we're leaving early in the morning because we're not going to miss anything in terms of visual, but by the time the sun's coming up, we'll be starting to get into the hills and tree line and whatever. It's going to get a little more interesting. So for this part of it, we're going to see everything there is to see. Just in the headlights. And unlike real driving in these kind of roads, which I've done tons of, like, you know, my longest trips are always in the winter because you go north where the ground is passable because it's frozen for the oil field stuff. Because here in Alberta and northern BC, northern Alberta, you don't travel on the roads in the summer because they're impassable unless you're in a special tracked vehicle or something. So this is really familiar to me. But the dirt in the middle, you know, dirt or whatever, so we're straddling it. In actual fact, you'd have two tracks like that where your tires are running. It would look like this right here. That would look right. This is wrong. kind of straddling this thing like this, like you're on a paved road. In real life, you'd have the 2 tire tracks, so that's kind of annoying. But you'll notice we've got a real head of steam going here. It says the speed limit's 60. We're going 47, 48 miles an hour without problem. If we didn't have the tire chains on, we'd probably be lucky to be making 25, which makes no sense. It's like you're driving in treacle or molasses. Really weird if you don't have the tire chains on, so that's why I put them on. You can do it, but just allow a lot of extra time for your trip. And yeah. Now if you're doing this, I found out by mistake, and I didn't intend for it to happen, but in my exploratory trip to come up here and see how long this would take, this trip, to see if I could put it in a video, I checked the oh no, so I'm driving along up here, and then I stopped to do a photo, and as soon as I moved the time slider in the photo, well, it was fog and snow, it went away. It cleared the sky. These guys are going real slow, so we're gonna pass them. And I think they're slowing down here because this is where we're gonna go across some open water coming up here. Yeah, here it's starting right here. We're gonna see a little bit of how this would be treacherous in real life. There's gonna be a truck in the ditch over here on the right. Guy went off in the water right behind that barricade. I don't think you can. Did you just see the snow kind of flying up? I think they ruined that, like in this latest version of the game, or this map, where they that snow flying up from the wheels looks really goofy. Excuse me, in my view. And it used to, last time I used the map, it was more like dust, but white, which looked a lot more like when it's cold. That's what you see, white dust behind the truck, billowing clouds of it if it's really cold, because when it's cold it travels further, it's finer granular, and it seems to go higher up in the air. You can make quite a cloud of it. So we're making good time here. 4:30 in the morning. So these markers, if we were getting the big snowstorm right now, we would be driving by those markers because you wouldn't be seeing anything excuse me, down the road. And I keep the zoom level on the map right there in my eyeball, because when the road's obscured, and we may get there yet, here comes some more snow, we'll see. If it gets obscured, we're obviously going to slow down a bit, and we'll be driving by the map and those markers on the side of the road. And I've never done it in real life with the map, but the markers definitely. Yeah, more often than not, I've had the big whiteout by now, or along this section. Just test the steering here a bit. Yeah, we gotta oversteer it a bit. So the sky's starting to lighten too. Eventually we'll, the pipeline will pop up, and at various points we'll be seeing it on the left or right side of the road. And you know, it's the whole reason for this Prudhoe Bay. Get oil into the pipeline and get it going south. You can see the sky lighting up. Yeah, it's good to get that uneventful part of the trip, like an uneventful bar blizzard out of the way, and the weather is random, so you don't know when you're going to get what. So we still may get a whiteout condition yet. It's I've had it happen fairly far south. Got at least one nasty climb coming up too. Quite a row of traffic here. The road looks fairly good. I'm gonna knock off at least this guy. Oh, I gotta set the mirrors to that the mirror mod, the FOV mod. Shoot. Well, what I'll do is I'll pause real quick and set those mirrors. Wait till we get up here. Okay, right here, I'm gonna do it. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, all set. That'd be real nice to get ahead of some of these guys before we get to the twisty bit, because you obviously can't pass on it. There's a pipeline off on the left showing up for the first time. I wonder if we should see what we can do with a few of these guys. Worst case scenario, we got to hit the brakes. I don't see anybody coming. Still looks good. Gotta watch the steering here. Don't see anybody yet. That's pretty funny. I've been driving along here and various times. I think even in that video I did a year and a half or 2 years ago, however long ago that was, where it's just raging blizzard and Mustang convertible goes by the other way. That was pretty funny. I didn't even have a parka on. Yeah, so in the mirror, I liked it a lot more when it was the dust or the snow dust. Another misconception that people have about roads like this in the winter, when it's really cold out, you got pretty good traction, which seems weird, but you do. If it's warm near, you know, getting close to freezing, it's greasy and very slippery. But when it's real cold, you got actually not bad grip. I'm gonna just zoom the map out a little bit here to see what's going on. I want to see when I just want to take note of the road before we do anything. Like, I think we're gonna. It's a long curve here. I think I'm gonna give it a go. We got that tightish corner coming up. now we're starting to get into the hills here. But yeah, it's getting back to traveling north in the winter when you're doing the hot shots that I used to do. It was all oil field related, of course. Well, oil field, gas plant, oil and gas. So, you know, I'd have my longest trips would be in the winter. So I'd spend, because where we are in North America, our daylight hours are pretty short in the winter anyway. And I did a huge amount of driving in the night, really far in cold weather. And because you don't go up here in the summer, because the roads are, like I say, in the exploration areas and production areas in Alberta. In northern BC, it's pretty much impassable. So anything that's within reach of a, you know, properly constructed road, like a gas plant, for example, that's fair game. But getting off into where there's going to be exploration, or, you know, putting up new rigs or new pipeline construction, it doesn't happen in the summer very much, unless it's in an area that the roads aren't going to be too bad. So you travel in the winter. Go north in the winter, so there's the long trips. So I put the most mileage on. And in the summer, of course, there's always stuff down south. Engine failures at a rig or a gas plant, obviously. So jet turbine engines or whatever they squeal on our tires on the snow. So the like Rolls-Royce jet engines, you see. Oh, we got chains on. Oh, you could stop there and do it right there. Isn't that interesting? There's a service thing right there, but that's a little late if you're putting them on there. We gotta keep an eye on the road. It's turning here. These are little barriers on the side of the road. And they show up better and it's pitch black out. Oh, I think we got a right-hand turn here. Oh, yeah. Oh, to the left. Okay, we're not seeing too good now. All right. Oh, we hit that one. Yeah, we can't see anything. Am I even on the road? No, I'm off the road to the left. Oh, we got to get back on the road, and all those guys we passed are going to come by. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's gotta get up on the wheel here. I gotta bring this map back. I can keep an eye on the road, what it's doing. Yeah, for oil field stuff in the south, in the summer, it would always be like some kind of pipeline tie-in or some kind of upgrade for either a rig or gas plant. Like I say, engines. I used to take the gas turbine. The big honking engines, it's like what you pull in the game on the, you know, the one covered in the tarp jet engine. Those, I never took one to an airport. They're always to gas plants because they use them to power the They run them on natural gas and power the natural gas pipelines. Or natural gas, you know, whatever they're doing, compressor stations, that's it. That's what I wanted. In big honkin' Waukesha V12 and V16 engines to gas plants. And those are cool. I have described it before, but you pull up, you meet a crane, so it's all that scheduled stuff. Got to get there at this time exactly. Crane will be set up. They'll have the roof taken off the building, or the roof panels. And these engines are so big that they take the roof off, they lift it off your truck, put the drop the new one in through the roof, and then as soon as they do that, they've already got the old one out, and they put the old one on your truck, and you take the old one back to the shop for repair or rebuild. I think I've told the story in an older video where in my first Ford Louisville, I used to have a customer, like it was, so I worked for, like I was the owner operator with Chariot Express, so they get the jobs, I use my truck, they give me a cut of the job. You know, they get the jobs in their name, I deliver them, I got their name on my truck. But I own, it's my own business. Anyway, I had one customer outside of that, and that was a company up in Provo, Alberta, that their job was pump jack maintenance. So those pump jacks you see pumping the oil up to the surface, and their specialty was changing out and setting up new pump jacks with the stuffing box oil. So they have this oil, it's fairly thin, that they need to make the thing work. And I guess it seals. Stuffing box is an old type of seal where it's got a type of fabric in it and it's lubricated and it's slightly compressed. Anyway, I would take a shipment of stuffing box oil up to them, and they'd always want it on a Saturday morning, which was great because it didn't interfere with my regular stuff, unless I was working on a Saturday, but I'd generally try and keep it clear. So I would leave at, I don't know, depending on the weather, 1 or 2 in the morning, Saturday morning. Excuse me. Yeah, I'd leave there real early in the morning so I could get up there in time to get the load off for them. It'd generally be 8 in the morning. I've had quite a few different adventures, in all honesty, doing that, especially in the winter, of course. Summer is uneventful. So the one trip, like I would do it, I can't remember, was it maybe every 3 months or something? And the drums are 45-gallon drums. I guess you call them 55-gallon in the States. Our gallon is imperial, so same size drum, but it holds 45 because they're bigger gallons. Anyway, loaded drums, loaded. They're those blue plastic drums loaded with stuffing box oil. I'm heading up there one real bad blizzard, like cold and miserable and blowing snow across the road. So when I was going, the wind was blowing from the south, which is really weird. And when I was going west, and I'm out in, 2-lane roads out in the country, and the wind was blowing across the road, and it was making drifts, and it never got down to the pavement. There was always snow, but they'd ramp up and down and up and down, and you're hammering on it, going as fast as you can go, without completely shaking everything apart, because it's rough. And it's boom, 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 just mile after mile. And I thought, when I got, so the trip was east, north, east, north, east, and finally north again. I think on the second, here we are, on this bit of pavement, if you turn left here, there's rest area and fuel. It's Coldfoot on the map. Kind of a nice lodge down there, and a bunch of trucks parked around. And so they got this little, I don't know, they maintain the road in front of it, I guess. Anyway, back to the story. So on the second, the second last east-west leg, it was really, really bad. And as I got towards where I was going to turn north, it got down to pavement every now and then, a little bit of pavement. And I would see something in my mirror, like, it's pitch black out, middle of the night, winter. And every now and then I'd see a flash in my mirror, and I'm going, dang, I was thinking maybe one of my marker lights had fallen off the deck or something and was blowing in the wind, and I don't know, it was hard to figure out what it was. And I'd keep trying to catch it, and I'd be darting my, every time I'd see a little flash, I'd look in the mirror and never really pinpointed it. But when I got going north again, the wind had cleared the snow off the road. It was just super frickin' cold, like real cold, minus 30 kind of cold. And so I thought, and then it was just constant. Like as soon as I went north, the pavement was bare, and it was just constant. There was sparks coming from under the truck. And so I pull over, I get my heavy winter gear on, which didn't do anything. I was frozen within seconds anyway. But I get out and crawl under the truck to see what's going on. And the Louisville had a transfer line between the two fuel tanks that went across the front of the tanks, and it was supported by, there's a piece of angle iron, and the transfer line sat in the crook of the angle, sheltered from anything from the front, and it was mounted on little rubber, like, flaps or hinges to make it flexible at each tank. Well, from all the snow that we were pounding through, it broke one edge of it off, and it didn't take the fuel line with it, fortunately. It was just hanging straight back, and it was dragging on the ground, and that was what was making the sparks. So my only solution was, in a hurry, to take it right off, just cut the rubber off the other side that was intact. And you always got bungee cords with you for tarps, for your tarp loads. So I just tarped that line up under the truck. And wow, was I ever lucky that fuel line didn't break. Because if it had, I would have been in the middle of nowhere, minus 30, with no fuel. It would have been ugly. Definitely wouldn't have made it at 8 in the morning. Another time I went up there, it was in the middle of a cold snap that was even colder, and I didn't have a Webasto heater or anything like that, like a diesel-powered, diesel-operated heater to circulate the coolant in the truck. And what did I do? I went, there was a reason I did that. I didn't want to go in the middle of the night. It was going to be even colder, like minus 40 something, maybe colder than that. So I went late in the day Friday, and I got up there towards midnight, and I really didn't want to be driving in and have a problem in the middle, because I mean you'd perish pretty quickly. So I got a hotel at Prudhoe at about midnight and just let the truck idle overnight, which is really hard on it. I just hated to do it. It just was killing me. Trying to sleep, you know, your truck's out there idling is so bad for it. But there was no other way. It wouldn't have started if it had sat overnight in that temperature. But yeah, winter, it's not always, it's pretty. Saw lots of this. Snow in the trees. But presents its challenges. And that's the thing with cab overs too in the winter, is in the truck here you've got your hood and the engine bay ahead of that, and all that heat from the engine and turbo and exhaust, everything is, it tends to radiate through the firewall a certain amount. And it helps with the conventional truck when it's super cold out. That's why the cab overs are never popular for the heavy high north cold winter stuff, because there's nothing in front of you but the cold air hitting the front of the truck. That's what my brother liked least about his Transstar, was that cold air. He had fun with that truck though, but I mean, he's the kind of guy who can make anything run better than it has any right to. And it was probably the best tuned little 318 Detroit Transstar on the planet. And plus he wasn't afraid to drive it, like it meant that it needed to be driven. So this is much more palatable now out. Looks a lot better. So it's 12:30, we're doing okay. It's only 2 in the afternoon, 2:30. It's pretty good. Oh, sorry, 12:30. We actually may finish this one in daylight. Better than my last trip up here. Because then I had a heavy haul on. I wasn't able to go quite as quickly. So look at it. If you watch the steering wheel, oh, here's this big hill. Got 370 gears in it. Those guys up ahead, we may end up passing them all if they get going real slow, or somebody coming, I can't tell. We're gonna have a look. Yeah, with this light of load, I didn't need the 370s. There's a pipeline down there on the left. I think we might go over it here fairly soon. It may pop up on the other side of the road. Still on the left now. And check the steering wheel angle, like you're getting a fair bit of slip on the front tires here. When we get to the next sharp corner, I can see you got to dial in a little more than you would on pavement. Oh yeah, let's look at the truck paint job. So here, see the front end snap around a little bit. Try to coax it into the corner. Oh, here's where we take our chains off, okay. Just kind of weird that you do it right at the bottom of this hill. And you got to get out of here at a pretty good clip. And watch, put on your diff lock. And got to be looking to make sure you can get onto the road. You don't stop there and start at the bottom. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if you can or you can't. Now, if you run out of fuel, here's fuel. That what we want to do is get rid of the tire chains. We should probably look for damage too, because we went off the road there. 1% both. Wow, it didn't ding us. That's just wear and tear. Okay, that's cool. Accessories. So we just go here, and all we got to do, I believe, is change the wheel. And we'll go back to our Kenworth hearts. Where are they? Where was that? Kenworth heart. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Sorry, we're going to have to go back to the other wheel. And now we got to change the tire to Roadmaster. Now we should be able to grab our wheel. Oh, that's, yeah, wheel up here. There we go. And now the nuts and everything else are right. So that's why I don't mess with those. So we change the tire. Roadmaster. Change the wheel. And we're done. That's it. We're back on the road. So we don't need fuel. I think what I did is I turned realistic fuel consumption off when I did the test trip. Do a little high-speed reverse here. It's kind of risky. Okay, get that map off the screen, and we got to get ready to boogie up this hill. I'm going to take this view here so I can watch the road. Nobody coming that way. Anybody coming this way? No, okay, it's... Oh, there's somebody. Oh, I didn't put the diff lock on. I think we're gonna be all right. Step out and look at this. The sun up in the sky there. Oh, something's coming down. Rain or snow. Let's look at it's rain. Oh man, in real life this would be a mess. You'd be slipping and sliding all over the place. And it'd be freezing on the truck, and I think that pipeline goes under us here. Yeah, there it goes. So we got 140 miles left to go, so we're doing real good on time. We're dialing a lot of steering here on these corners. So you got to put it in and then start unwinding it sooner than you think you need to, or else you don't want the front tires to catch and then it jerks the truck back into the lane. It's I'm laughing at the tires squealing in snow. I used to get a kick out of that TV show way back when I was a kid with Tally Savalas Kojak, and their tires would squeal in dirt. And I don't mean like a hard dirt road where that's theoretically possible, but it would be a big clouds of dust flying up and everything like soft dirt, and the tires would be squealing away. So this is slippery right here. Braking traction a little bit on acceleration too. Kind of modulating the throttle a bit. But I tend to think of past and my driving experiences and stuff. You get a bit of rose-colored glasses on because you tend to forget the ugly bits and the things you didn't like, or things that the bad days and whatever. You don't remember those if you've got a positive mindset, and for the most part I don't think about them ever, and they were there for sure, but I do miss the winter driving a lot. I loved it. I love the challenge. Like I say, I had a good reputation of getting where I had to be when I had to be there, and people would count on me, and it was neat because you would get the good jobs, right? Because it's by name, it's not by the company. They would obviously, the companies are clients of Chariot Express, but when they call and ask for you specifically, it's nice. So I miss that. Like, I miss that sort of sense of responsibility, and the winter driving going north. I really did like it. I would have liked it so much if I had kids at that time. But you're not thinking about your family or anything because you don't have one. You're just, it's kind of a little bit selfish in a way, because the joy you get out of it's very personal, and it's not something you can share. So you're taking something and it's just for you, and you're not sharing it with somebody. How can you? and yeah, good times. Glad to have done it. So we're getting to the bare pavement coming up now. Still a little slippery right there. But this road gets nasty. Some real wild corners, so we got to get the map where we can keep an eye on it. A little bit of sunset here at the clouds break or the fog. We got 70 miles to go. I don't think we're going to get excited about trying to pass this guy, because unless there's a passing lane, because just never know what's coming. We didn't get much of a look at the truck. Oh, I did something with my last night. I didn't have much time before I was going to hit the hay, and I didn't want to start on another skin or anything like that, but I went and I wanted to do a trip with the Ruda's 362. Oh, look at this beautiful weather coming here now. Look at that. Yeah, I wanted to do a 362 run. And I wanted to get an old skin on it, so I ended up doing one with this skin, the new old school, on the 362. But I wanted to put that new wood dash in that I put in the Grey Ghost, I think, or was it not the Grey Ghost? What was the other one I did recently? The 362. Maybe it was a Grey Ghost. One of them. It's probably the Grey Ghost. I put a wood grain option where you can have a painted dash. And I really liked how it came out. The wood grain was really nice, like in my view anyway. So I have an 8 skin pack out for Ruda's 362 on Steam. So it's 8 other popular skins from when I did the mod, which is, man, a year and a half ago. So I went into that mod and I made a personal version of it. I didn't put it on Steam yet. I didn't update the one on Steam, but I put the wood dash in all 8 skins. And as soon as the 362 update comes out, that'll probably be the first thing I do, is do the longer caps, so all of those skins will get done for the longer cap that's coming, because it's just a 90-inch right now. Probably going to have the 110 and a day cap maybe. But I'll do at least the 110s, and then I'll update the skin with the wood dash. Temporarily, I guess I could put it on my Discord or something if anybody wants the 362 with wood dash. Or sorry, a wood dash, an additional option is what it's about. Oh, we're really getting close now, boys. Oh, I gotta take a photo. Probably, oh shoot, shit, taking it earlier. Anyway, let's, I'll be back in a sec. Oops. Okay, got our photo. Oh, and in that video yesterday, with, was it yesterday? Oh, geez, I'm forgetting now. The one from the beef packer, where he had all the stuttering. Turns out it was the underglow lights on the trailer, of all things, and I should have tweaked to it sooner, because when that was the problem with Bart's Walker food grade the week earlier, and that was what the problem was yesterday. So I will go back to that plant and test it, just to be, you know, certain that that wasn't the plant itself. I think we're gonna go around this guy, but we're pulling off up here to the right. He's looking like he's got slow motion disease going on there. I'm gonna be hanging the left here. This is such a cool town here at Fairbanks in this map. The guy did such a good job of it. So much going on here. Now hopefully we're going into the business park area. I think we are. Yeah, we're going right through town. Let's... Should, oh, I don't have my lights on. Got my high beams on. So, there we go. That light turns red before we get there. Well, yeah, it looks like we go down to the industrial park at the end of town. And he actually does it kind of like an industrial park, but there's pickups and jobs all over the place here. Everywhere you turn, it's awesome. I just can't tell you how much I wish SCS would do this. In fact, let's look at the map right now. See, we're just in the heart of all these jobs. Look at, oh, Carlisle, Charge, Sell Goods, the Home Store, Plaster, Drake, something else. Oops, let me do that. And then 421 Print, Fallston, Plaster & Sons, 2 HMS, Bitumen, A, Steel, Rail Export, Rail Steeler, Mudslide Creek, Coastline. So unfortunately, we're just going in a little bit here. It's kind of cool when you come back into here, but it's kind of laid out like a proper industrial park, like with all of these businesses one after the other, and just, it's awesome. It's, you know, just look at that. Like, I don't know why SCS doesn't do it. And this trip here from Nenana, I think we did this once to here with the Bison, the Chevy Bison, or GMC General Chevy Bison in the winter. That was pretty cool. We had the Grimes Frosty winter on, and across here was fantastic. So you can go back and find that video. I don't know, how do you search? I wish there was a way to search the videos. I don't know, maybe you can. But that was a really neat trip. Yeah, I really like this map mod. Oh, frame counters. Slowing down here. We're kind of steady, 59, 60 frames. The little line has got a few little wiggles in it, but nothing serious. Looks pretty good. Steak night. It's Friday. I like the hatches on the trailer. Nice detail. I've got Voice Mods. I got or Voice Nav, so watch the map. This is a paid mod. I can't remember what it was. Is it 25 bucks or something or whatever? But I bought it over 2 years ago, and it gets updated, and you know, it's awesome. It's well worth it. And some of the things I like when you go from here south, and that they're actually, if you go down to Wasilla, between here and Wasilla is pretty cool, but it's kind of more just through the wilderness. There's not a lot along the way. But when you get south of Wasilla, there's lots of little towns, and the buildings, quite a few of them are unique and to this map maker, and they've done a heck of a job with it. Lots going on. Businesses everywhere. Pickup possibilities. Be fun to do a convoy up here. So I think I'll make sure and put a link to the NitroModz tire chains and the map mod in the video description. So like I say, just put the tire chains just above your wheels and tires in the game is fine. Like I put them right immediately above whatever. Usually I have from the top down Alcoa 3.0 whatever, Smarties, and then the 24.5s. So just be on top of that. Oh, and Rudas will be in there. Let's get our marching orders here. Oh, we got to go all the way around the corner. Well, I put that SWC Dopeker Legacy B train in there, so it's not on a video. It would have been a real long one. I ran out of air twice. Well, it shouldn't be too bad with this single trailer, even though the wheels are kind of far back on it. Take a chance, do a little high-speed reverse here. Slow it down. You don't go flying into anything. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little Alaska trip, and if you want to see more from Alaska, and let me know. I always enjoy it. Anyway, let's get the load off. $52,000. Wow, very nice. Yeah, so the I call this particular old school skin, I just call it new old school. And oh, yeah, I don't have full fenders because the chains. You don't want to have full fenders or tight fenders with chains. In case something comes loose a little bit, it'll destroy them. Anyway, skins on Steam for both of them. The tanker, that's the Winslow stripe, changeable paint. Oh, that's in the 10 skin pack for the. It's a 10 skin pack out there for the Ruda tanker. I'll put that in the link too, in the mod description rather. And as always, guys, appreciate you following along. Take care and bye for now.